Welcome back to Japan, with Mount Fuji off in the background. Today we'll be riding the Hakone Tozan Railway, a super scenic train journey which is the steepest in the country and absolutely breathtaking too. This will be followed by a cable car over a volcanic valley to a spectacular viewpoint of Japan's most famous volcano, so join me and let's experience this all together. The journey starts on the Tokaido Shinkansen, the main line between Tokyo and Osaka. There are up to 17 trains per hour, with the fastest services covering the 515 km in 2.5 hours at up to 285 km per hour. We alight at Odawara, the interchange between the bullet train network and the Hakone Tozan Railway if coming from the Osaka direction. I could never get bored of seeing these majestic trains go past. They may not be at the cutting edge anymore, but they are the most iconic high-speed train in my opinion. The main part of the station is just a 2-minute walk from the Shinkansen platforms. There are a wide variety of shops and food outlets down here, along with many automatic ticket machines and a staff ticket office.
So it turns out we couldn't actually get that.
There is also a tourist information centre with helpful English-speaking staff. I would highly recommend the Hakone Free Pass as it covers all transport and attractions in the area. I'll give you more details including prices on this later, but first let's look at what we'll be doing today.
Okay.
We'll first take a local train from Odawara to Hakone-Yumoto, where we will change to a panoramic train for the main scenic section to Gora. Then we'll jump on the funicular to Suznan before a bonus trip up the cable car to the Mount Fuji viewpoint. Tickets in hand, let's head down to the platform as our first train is ready and waiting. You won't be able to use the Hakone Free Pass tickets on the gate line, so we'll need to go to the manual lane. Lifts are available to all platforms for step-free access at Odawara. To the right here is one of the Romance Car Limited Express services, which run frequently from Tokyo Shinjuku all the way to Hakone-Yumoto, where the scenic section starts. They have these amazing front viewing sections with the driver above in the top bubble. This is definitely the best way to travel from Tokyo to Hakone and is actually faster than the Shinkansen as you don't have to change here. Anyway, here is our local train that will take us to Hakone-Yumoto, a 15-minute journey. We depart on time at 10:50 am. The full Hakone Tozan Railway route that we will travel today from Odawara to Gora, including 2 trains and a funicular, covers 16 km and will take 45 minutes of travel time, not including the transfer times. The Hakone Tozan Free Pass that we purchased cost 6,000 yen for a 2-day ticket, which includes unlimited travel on this railway, the funicular, the 2 cable cars, the riverboat and all buses in the area. You can also include return travel from Shinjuku Station on express trains for an additional 1,100 yen, but if you want to use the Romance Car Limited Express, this is subject to a 1,200 yen seat reservation fee. Children aged 6 to 11 years old get a 75% discount on these prices, and under 6s travel free. One of the things I love to do when travelling is to learn some of the local language, especially where English isn't widely spoken. It really helps you to connect with the locals, avoid miscommunication, and immerse yourself in the culture just a little bit more. That's why I was very excited when Rosetta Stone reached out and asked me to collaborate with them, and Japanese seemed the perfect option for me as I know very little and absolutely love coming here. I have always avoided it in the past as learning a language with a new alphabet seemed a step too far for me, but honestly, using Rosetta Stone, it couldn't have been simpler. They use dynamic and immersive lessons which are 5 to 10 minutes in length and split into simple categories and units, so I could learn at my own speed anywhere that suited me. The interactive activities are presented in the new language too, which helps you actually think like a local.
女の子、男の子、男の子.
Another great feature is their true accent technology, which gives you instant feedback on your pronunciation, comparing it to a database of real native speakers.
こんにちは。
Konnichiwa. Millions of people have trusted them over the last 30 years to learn 25 different languages, from Arabic to Vietnamese. If you're looking to get a whole new experience on your next trip, Rosetta Stone are offering a massive 60% discount on their unlimited language lifetime subscription. One payment, all languages. Just scan the special QR code on screen now, or click my link in the description below for the deal and start your language journey today. Most of the line is single track with passing places at stations and other strategic locations. We wait here to let a Tokyo-bound express service pass before resuming our journey on the fully electrified line. This section of the line isn't even meant to be the scenic part, but there are still some lovely train window views as we parallel the higher river. We are now on the approach to Hakone-Yumoto, where the onward train is already waiting for us. This is a fixed connection, so you have enough time to comfortably change trains, but not do much else here unless you take a later service. The express train we just saw has already deposited its passengers at the station, so they will have first dibs on the unreserved seating. Just walk to the front of the local train, turn right, and the panoramic train awaits. For us, it's the newest stock on the line, a 3100 series EMU. I got very lucky today, as the rearmost pair of seats was free. These give you an amazing view out of the cab, and it gets even better soon. Our previous train arrived at 11:05 AM, and this one departs at 11:23, all on time to the minute as you would expect in Japan. Despite the limited capacity of the line, there is a frequency of 15 to 20 minutes in both directions. We start at 14 metres above sea level at Odawara and will climb to 750 metres at the end of the cable car section where the Mount Fuji viewpoint is.
It will cross the iron bridge of Neyama, one of the highlights of the slide.
There are numerous bridges and tunnels to help cross the rugged landscapes in this part of Honshu Island, but the most impressive engineering feats on this line are the zigzags or switchback sections, where the train will pull into a siding beyond the junction, the points will be changed, the driver will swap ends, and we will continue up the other side of the route. These are also used as passing places, with a downhill train here pulling in next to us before continuing the way we just came from. Now we're at the front of the train. This is the first of 3 switchbacks between Hakone-Yumoto and Gora, which makes this line possible to run on adhesion traction only with the elevation gains needed here. Normally, a central rack rail would be added on most mountain railways to control the ascent or descent over such short distances. The maximum gradient of the Hakone Tozan Railway is 8%, or 1 in 12.5, making it the steepest conventional railway line in Japan. It's also pretty rare in being standard gauge, with steep or twisty lines usually being much narrower at metre gauge or less. Switchback number 2 happens at Ohiradai Station, a small halt that probably wouldn't exist if not for this vital operation of the line. All the stations have their own identifying signs, which includes the line name abbreviation and the stop number. This is normal in all of Japan and is super helpful when wayfinding or quickly glancing out the window and trying to identify where you are. It's also very common on China's metro systems, but honestly I think it should be a worldwide standard.
When climbing this slope, the height difference between the driver's cab at the front and the conductor's room at the back is 2.4 meters for a 2-carriage train and 3.6 meters for a 3-carriage train.
All onboard announcements are made in both Japanese and English, as well as all signage too. I love the classic stock they still run on the line, such as this 100 series Moha 2 EMU, which was built back in 1927. These are planned to be phased out in 2 years after their centenary, with the introduction of the new 4000 series sets. At Kawakidani we have a scheduled 4-minute stop, just enough time to pop outside, stretch my legs and have a look at the outside of our 3100 series train, which entered service in 2017. The Hakone Tozan line was inaugurated in 1888 as a horse-drawn railway between Odawara and Kosa, before being electrified in 1900 and operating as a tramway. The full line as far as Gora opened in 1919, with through services from Tokyo to Hakone-Yumoto starting in 1950. Before long, and right on time, we are arriving in Gora. This line is twinned with the Rhaetian Railway in Switzerland to promote tourism and cultural exchange between the two mountainous regions. To watch my video on the fantastic Bernina Express next, click the link in the description below. Next up is the funicular section, and while there was a train waiting, it was super packed, so we decided to grab some lunch here and wait for the next one 30 minutes later. Confusingly, this funicular is actually referred to as the Hakone Cable Car, and the cable car which is coming next as the Hakone Ropeway. We pile on board and I managed to grab a spot at the front for the perfect view. This 1.2 kilometre line takes around 9 minutes to travel, with an elevation gain of 208 metres and a maximum incline of 20%. It is a traditional 2-vehicle cable-hauled funicular with a single track and a passing place in the middle.
On the same side as the side you are
This originally opened in 1922, but was completely rebuilt in 1995 and runs from Gora to Sunsan with 4 intermediate stops.
21. It runs between Gora and Sunsan, a direct distance of 1.2 kilometers, with an elevation.
Again, it does get pretty busy, but the large open coaches are air conditioned and have plenty of seating as well as handholds for standing passengers. Once we alight at Sunsan, it's about a 5-minute walk to the start of the Hakone Ropeway, the first of the cable cars which ascends to the summit of the system. This is fully accessible and barrier-free, with both lifts and escalators providing access. There are 18 large, 18-person cabins, so you'll never have to wait very long to board. There has been a cable car here since 1959, however the 2 sections were overhauled in 2002 and now run independently. This first section from Sunsan to Owakadani covers 1.4 kilometers in 12 minutes, with an elevation gain of 281 meters. Just after halfway, we level off and cross the 3,000-year-old Volcanic Valley, which is strewn with hundreds of thermal vents. The sulphur smell is pretty strong here. and off in the distance we can glimpse the majestic Mount Fuji. The terminal station's name, Owakudani, literally translates as Great Boiling Valley. At the top there is a large visitor centre, toilets, cafes and restaurants. You can continue from here on the second ropeway and do a complete loop of Hakone Tozan with a boat ride and a bus back to the start, but we're going to end our trip here after a fantastic day out. Have you been on any Japanese mountain railways before? If so, which ones? How did you find them? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next video.